Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Set the Hook TV. I'm your host Dylan. Today we're going to do a quick bait review video. Some of you guys have been asking me what is my favorite summertime bass fishing bait, flipping, pitching, weed, stuff like that. So today I'm finally going to give it to you. My favorite summer flipping, docks, pitching, weed, and bait is the good old-fashioned Jackall Covercraw. If you guys can see that. I love this bait. Jackall has amazing products. I'm not sponsored by Jackall whatsoever. However, I love this product. I will push this product. If you guys want to take a look at the package here, Jackall Covercraw 4-inch. Basically, it resembles a crayfish. It's perfect, got a wide range of colors. My two favorite colors, what I'll tell you guys, black and red flake and June bug, which is a purple. Same thing, there's different colors. You can get them in blue, black and blue flake. There's so many different colors you can get. But I love this bait so much is because you can rig it different ways. You can Texas rig it, you can put it with weights, you can go weightless, you can put it on a Carolina rig, and I'll show you guys that today. But for a quick description here, that is all it is. It literally resembles a crayfish. What I like about the different colors is, depending on what lake and what time of year, the crayfish change colors. If some of you guys don't notice, you know, you go to one lake, sometimes they're darker, sometimes they're light, sometimes they're bluish brown, sometimes they're more red. So my favorite go-to colors are the red and black flake, just because every crawfish will have a brown or red tint to it with a dark base color. So how do I use these? These are my flipping and pitching baits. I will have these rigged on all my meat sticks, or what I have here. So my first meat stick, or what I got here, is I got my Quantum setup. I got my Quantum Accurist, braided line, 7.5 foot meat stick, Quantum again. Love Quantum products. They do have the support that I have from them. Great products. Anyway, as you can see here, this is what I'm running. So I will Texas rig this on my braid for flipping and heavy weeds, reeds, stuff like that. I have this rigged on 50-pound braid. It's going in. I have a 1/2 ounce weight. And with braided line, I like to use a heavy gauge hook, aka VMC flipping hook. And there's what it looks like. Perfect. When I am flipping in more open, lighter weed areas, such as if I'm going into docks that is no either 0 to light and medium-ish weeds, I will actually put this on my other flipping stick. So what I always have rigged up here is Quantum 7.5 foot meat stick again, reel of choice, brand new Quantum Smoke, great reel. Fluorocarbon, 20-pound fluorocarbon. Nothing will bust through this. Love this line. As for hook sets, I will actually have this rigged on a 4-aught extra wide gap VMC hook. Not sponsored by VMC whatsoever. Great products. And I'll have this Texas rig, bullet weight at the top. I believe that is a 3/8 weight, 3/8 ounce weight. And again, same color. So those are my go-to flipping baits. Again, these baits are so good because you can use them in the weeds. You know, you find a deep weed patch, either down deep, you can get the braided long flipping stick out, you can work it. You go to docks with weeds, you can flip it in there. Overall choice, if you are flipping in weeds, you probably want braid. I just like my other meat stick with my fluorocarbon, just because in case if I'm going down on the rocks, instead of throwing the drop shot, if they find the bass are really on the crayfish, I'll throw that out. Sometimes there's docks and shallows with no weeds, a little bit of rocks, a little bit of weeds, I'll throw the fluorocarbon line out. But anytime there's more than medium strength weeds, then I'll go to the floor or the braided line. So as for hooks, I will show you guys my two different hooks here. If I can pick them up here. So two different hooks. So what I will use them on is with braided line, I use a heavy gauge flipping hook. If you guys can see that, the flipping hook, I kind of draw, I'm not really good at drawing, but I tried. Flipping hook is up here. This is by VMC. It has the bait keepers at the top. Your Texas rig your bait, slide it up, and those bait keepers, if you guys can see that, those bait keepers right here will actually keep your plastic in place, which is good. The only bad thing about it is after 1 or 2 fish, the plastic bait will slide up the line, and those keepers will basically just tear up your plastic. So after 2 fish, your plastic's pretty much garbage. So it's really up to you. The other second alternative choice, which is what I started out with, I wasn't a fan of flipping hooks until a few years ago. The other choice you have is an extra wide gap hook. If you guys can see this here, trying. So you have the extra wide gap hook. These are both 4-aught sizes. Those are, I find, are perfect for the 4-inch Jackall Covercraw. Extra wide gap hook comes down deeper, perfect for the craw chunk size. Feed it on. Now you notice it doesn't have the keeper, so every fish, a couple of casts, when you get into the weeds and stuff, you will find that your plastic will slide up the line. You have to adjust it a lot more, but your plastic will last a lot longer. So it's completely up to you whether you want to go or not. I run personally both sometimes. If I find my plastic is getting really chewed up by the flipping hook, I'll do a switch in the middle of the run and go to extra wide gap and save the plastic, right? Especially these plastics, like some of these plastics aren't cheap. Like not a lot of guys are sponsors and get free stuff. I certainly don't get everything for free. You know, these packs, depending on where you go, they range anywhere. This pack's $8.99. I've been to stores where they're $10.99. You know, so for a $13-14 pack of craws, and there's only, how many total will come in here? 6 to any, I think this is a 6-piece kit. Yeah, this is a 6-piece pack. So, you know, 12-13 bucks for 6 pieces, you know, after one day, like one tournament, I'll probably go through 2 or 3 of these packs on one color. So you really got to watch it. So one way of rigging the Jackall Covercraw is Texas rig. You can throw it with a bullet weight, pitch it in the weeds, docks, whatsoever. Another way you can rig it is Texas rig it again, but weightless with no weight. I believe Dave Mercer, or Facts of Fishing, did an episode on this. If you take the Covercraw and Texas rig it with no weight, it will actually sink through the water at a pretty nice rate. The way the Covercraw, that the body of the Covercraw right here is designed, it's a little bit more weighted on this end, so it will slide basically butt down. That's also pretty good if you want to cover more area, or if those fish like weightless style baits that day. Don't put a weight on it. Pitch it right out just like that and have that nice slow steady fall on those weed lines, and something will pick it up if it's got the right color on the right day. So another way of rigging up your Jackall Covercraw is the Carolina rig. Not a lot of people know about the Carolina rig. It's all about the drop shot, wacky rig, etc., etc. What the wacky or Carolina rig is, it's kind of a cross between a drop shot and a bit of a Texas rig. So the Carolina rig, you start by drawing I drew my Jackall Covercraw. Not really a good drawer, but okay. So you Texas rig your Covercraw, Texas rig on the line, and basically what you have is you have a fluorocarbon leader, and then when you come to the end, you can either A, have a swivel, which what most guys do, and you have a swivel, and then some guys put a bead on there, a little clear red bead. You can get different colors, and then they have a slip sinker or a bullet style sinker. A lot of guys like to go heavy. I believe most guys are running them anywhere between 5/8, half ounce, somewhere in there. And then for your main line, you have braided line. I did just the 2 colors there just to show you. So you always want your bait casting gear. This isn't really a finesse style rig where you want to run on a spinning combo. You definitely want to run this with a bait casting combo because you need the strength to yank that big fish out when it hits. So you have your braided main line, and then you have your, most guys will have a bobber stopper there to stop that. You have your heavy weight, then you have your swivel, and then you have your fluorocarbon leader. Depending on length, I roughly like 12 inches. That's a pretty good length. So basically what happens is you cast that out, the weight hits first, and then your Jackall Covercraw weightless will slowly float to the bottom, and you basically just drag this along the bottom, and the weight helps you keep you on the bottom. It's another alternative instead of a drop shot. When you find a weed patch, you can cast this out there, and this will go right through the weeds, and all the fish are going to see is that Covercraw just gliding through the weeds. Fish are going to go pick it up. So you have your weight, take it down in the weeds, you have your 12-inch leader, Jackall Covercraw, perfect. I know I do like that Carolina rig sometimes. Even on rock piles, if I find the fish aren't really hitting the drop shot a lot, instead of a shaky head type rig or something like that, or a tube jig, I'll actually throw this out. If I find the smallies are really on the Jackall Covercraw and they like the crayfish, I'll throw that out. Works perfect. So again, not too much to tell about this bait besides I've won plenty of tournaments on it. I've caught plenty of my big fish on it. Really great product. I can see why a lot of people like Jackall products. I can see why Dave Mercer is sponsored by them. It's a really great product. It's a 4-inch Covercraw. Great, millions of different colors. Like these are only my top favorite. I have 4 different colors here. There's completely different colors. You can go watermelon, you can go your pumpkins, you can go your bright greens, they have bright browns. There's so many different colors. Depending on what lake you want to fish, you want to find out what colors they are. yeah, that's all about it. I can just show you guys how I rig it, and in the future I'll show you guys some videos on the water on how to fish it. But basically, nice and simple, easy way is braided line, bullet sinker, Texas rig. There's your dock and weed flipping baits. You know, you go into a weed beds, you find the holes, you work it through, you find the weed edges, cast it on the weed edges, work it back, you hit your docks, flip it out there. Great product. If the fish aren't hitting the drop shot, look up the Carolina rig. Perfect way to get those stubborn fish that won't bite. So I'm sorry unfortunately for the short video, guys. I don't have a lot of time, been busy. A lot of these tournaments preps are coming up. We have a big tournament coming up. My partner and I, we are on the Tri-Lakes, and August 25th, or no, 26th I believe is when it starts. We have a 2-day tournament on the Tri-Lakes here in Southern Ontario. We're getting ready for that. So yeah, please stay tuned to these bait review videos. I plan on doing a lot of these when we don't have time. I plan on doing with my partner a couple bait review videos in the boat. Just hard to get our schedules lined up. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope this video did help. Any questions regarding anything, feel free to comment. So thanks, and good luck out there.